Kevin Stefanski's staff is starting to come together here with the Browns. Joe Woods is expected to be hired here soon, Mary Kay, and this is really kind of the next big piece for this staff.
Yeah, Joe Woods was actually in town on Wednesday, the day of Andrew Berry's introductory press conference, and he will be the defensive coordinator. I spent about 20 minutes sitting with him at the Super Bowl at a table. You really get to know a guy a little bit. I think guys will really like playing for him a lot. He's very technique-oriented, fundamentally sound, personable, likable. Guys there, Richard Sherman talked about him, raved about him. So I really think that this is someone that these guys are going to want to run through a wall for.
Now, on the other side of that ball on that staff, of course, is Alex Van Pelt. And again, Kevin Stefanski today was not really ready to commit to who was going to call plays, Ellis. When you kind of look at how that side has come together and who should call plays, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they may not know who's going to call plays yet. Internally, they probably have a good feeling. Revealing that information probably doesn't do much for them. As for who calls plays, I don't think it entirely matters. Look, this Stefanski hire has stood out to me because it seems like a guy who's come in without an ego, or at least not an ego that he's going to show to the public or in these pressers. Of course, this guy's been around football. He's a prideful guy. Everyone is when you take a profession like this that they have. But in terms of calling plays, it feels Stefanski's going to do what's best for this team in that current situation. We could go halfway through the year and Van Pelt could be calling plays and things may not be going as well and Stefanski could take over. I think this team is going to be flexible in that decision making and really this roster as a whole when it comes down from the top down. And when they finally come up with that decision, it's going to be a well thought out one because of who they put around him.
And I think what stood out to me in this process, too, is, and he said it multiple times today, he really hammered home the points when he was asked about a coach. He's got integrity. He's a family man. When you talked about Callie Brown, it's the same thing. Integrity, sees a little bit of himself in his new chief of staff. So it seems like he's looking for a certain type of person as he goes through this hiring process, and he made it very clear that, look, he could have hired a staff in a day, but he's taken his time, tried to get the right people in place. It all sounds good. You got to start winning in September, but at least right now it looks like he's trying to get the right sort of person in place as well as good football people in the process. All right, we have full coverage of everything that happened in Berea when Andrew Berry was introduced, Kevin Stefanski talked, Jimmy Haslam talked, all at cleveland.com/Browns. You can sign up for Football Insider there as well. Click on the banner at the top of the page.